So if you are the type of person that spends more than you are supposed to, by the end of this tutorial, you will have your own working budget. The type of budget that we will be creating for this video is a weekly budget. So whether you are using Microsoft Excel or you're using Google Sheets, you can use any of them to create your budget. In this video, I am using Microsoft Excel. So I'll head over to Excel and open Excel. So I'll go to home and then select a new blank workbook. So if you're using Google Sheets, make sure to open a new tab and then you navigate your mouse to Google Apps. So you're going to select Google Apps and we scroll down to select Sheets from the options. Now over here in Google Sheets, you click on blank spreadsheet, you double click to open it, and then you are going to rename this. So you make sure to rename your spreadsheet to weekly budget. So from here, I will be using Microsoft Excel. Everything that I do in Microsoft Excel is the same thing that you can do in Google Sheets. The only difference is Microsoft Excel has more advanced features than Google Sheets, but then they all do the same things. So I would go over to Microsoft Excel, and over here, these are our columns. So this is our columns. And in order to know which one is a column and which one is a row, columns are categorized by alphabet. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. And then the rows are the numbers, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are going to have 4 headers. We have the income. So first of all, we are going to type our income here. Then we have our expenses. After that, we are going to type the amount of money that we want to spend in a day. Okay, so over here we are going to type budgeted money. Then we would have one more option for the amount of money or the actual amount of money that we spent in a particular day. So over here, okay, so let's do one more thing. I want to insert the days over here. So we're going to insert a new column. So you select the column, right click on your keyboard and click insert so that we can have an extra column for our days. So we're going to type the days here. So you double click on this to expand the cell. You double click on this to expand the cell. Okay, so now we have our days, we have income, we have expenses, we have the budgeted money, then we have the actual money that we spent. So we are going to bold in this. We select the row, the entire row, then we head over to home and we bold in this. Then we can decide to increase the font. Okay, now that we have this, let's add a background color so that it appears more for us to see. So let's add this background color. Okay, so now that we have our days, income, expenses, budgeted money, and then actual money spent, we're going to start inputting the days. So we have Monday. We're going to do autofill. So make sure to navigate your mouse to the edge of the cell. You see this plus sign, you hold and then you drag. Okay, so we have one more. So let's add Sunday. So over here, we're going to list the income. So if you have 2 sources of income, 3 sources of income, 4 sources of income, you can list all of them over here. So if on a weekly basis, you make at least 1,000 CDs, you write it here. And you have another source of income that makes you 2,000 CDs, you can also write it here. So you can say that on a weekly basis, you have this type of income, 1,000, and then you have another source of income that makes you 2,000 CDs. So now let's come back to our expenses. In a day, what and what do you buy? So we have the first thing, which is transport, and the budgeted money for transport is 40 CDs. Okay, and then another expense is food, and on a day you want to budget for, so with food you want to budget for 30 CDs as well. So this is for a particular day. We are doing this for Monday. Okay, so I'm going to insert another row so that we can make space for the food. Okay, so let's do one more, insert. Okay, so I'm going to bring this money here. So this is for Monday. Okay, so on Monday you spend 40 CDs on transportation and 30 CDs on food. After budgeting your money, you realize that actually you spent more than that for the transportation. You spent 50 CDs and then you bought food, so 40 CDs on food. So now that you've done this, what we can do is, now we want to know the difference. Okay, so the actual money that you spent and then the budgeted money. So we'll have one more column and we are going to name this balance. Now that we have something like this, I'm going to add a fill color to this so that we can differentiate. So we are going to add fill color. So fill color is more or less like a background color. And then we are going to have something like this. Okay, so now that we have something like this, we are going to find the balance. So the money you budgeted for and then the actual money that you spent. So you start with an equal sign on your keyboard, and then we select the budgeted money minus the actual money that we spent. So you can see that over here we have a negative, meaning that you spent more than you budgeted for. And with the food, we are going to do same. So with the food, you budgeted for 30 and then you spent 40. So you are going to have an equal sign, and then you select D3 minus E3. Then you hit enter on your keyboard. So at the end of the day, you are going to add this and this to tell you the amount of money that you spend. So we can do a total calculation here. So over here, we can have an equal sign, and then we add this. So we are going to add the two values to give us 70. So this is total. Okay, so we have this total amount, and then we are going to do for this. So this is, we budgeted 70 cedis, and then this is the actual amount of money that we spent. So we are going to do same. We are going to add these two values. Okay, so we have this plus this, and hit enter on our keyboard, and we have 90 cedis here. So at the end of the day, we are going to do our equal sign here, and still same thing. We are going to subtract this from that, and then we have this. So at the end of every day, you get to know whether you are spending more than you are supposed to spend, or whether you are not spending more than you are supposed to. So this will help you to make better decisions, and then watch how much you spend, and then watch how much you make. So if you are making less, you know how to spend. If you're making more, you also know how to spend. So you can do this, you can repeat this same process for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment and I will respond to them. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any other tutorial. So make sure to repeat this same process for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll see you in the next video.